The WWF's Attitude Era was like its craziest and zaniest. It's also the era of one of the most beautiful love stories of our time. I'm, of course, talking about Mark Henry and Mae Young. So the year is 1999. We're in full swing Attitude Era, and wrestling legend Mae Young, along with her fellow wrestling legend, the Fabulous Moolah, appear at a taping of Raw. They're sitting ringside, minding their old lady business, when all of a sudden, perennial scoundrel Jeff Jarrett brings them into the ring, and he's never up to anything good. You know Jeff Jarrett as well as I do. That boy's gonna cause some trouble. One thing leads to another, yada yada yada. Jeff Jarrett hits the Fabulous Moolah over the head with a guitar, and then he proceeds to get Mae Young into a figure four leg lock. So after this altercation happens, Mae Young and the Fabulous Moolah start appearing more often on Raw. They're there pretty much every week, getting into funny old lady hijinks. Like, they're usually just used for a gag. For example, at Royal Rumble 2000, there was like a bikini contest with all the divas, and you've got your Sables and your Jacquelines and your divas, you know? And they had Mae Young there get like full out naked. Full tits out for the boys. 77-year-old Mae Young just ripping bare chest for her. Around the same time is when Mark Henry, you know him probably as the world's strongest man, who, by the way, quick side note, I researched that. If you were watching wrestling at the time, they called him the world's strongest man. If you're anything like me, it went in one ear and out the other, and you figure that's just something they referred to him as. I looked this up. He's legitimately like the strongest guy ever. Go Wikipedia all his records and awards and competitions. So around this time, Mark Henry is kind of coming into his own. He was originally the world's strongest man, this just like mean, large man, and he is now becoming Sexual Chocolate, who's all like cool and smooth, and like he was kind of dating China, and like he admits to his close friend D'Lo Brown that he's got a sex addiction, and that he lost his virginity at age 8 to his sister and had sex with her only 2 days ago. You know, cool stuff like that. Mark Henry starts dating Mae Young, who again is 77 years old at the time. One thing leads to another, and when a man and a woman really love each other and want to express that, there are ways that they do that, and the two of them end up getting pregnant. Now, Mae Young's pregnancy lasts a couple of weeks. In that span, she takes not one but 2 power bombs through tables from Bubba Ray Dudley. One of them in the ring, and one of them like a crazy one off the stage onto the ground through a table. So not only does she take 2 power bombs through tables, but she takes a big splash from Viscera, who kind of looks like the personification of that feeling you get after an all-you-can-eat buffet, who looks like all his clothes are in the size all the fabric. And remarkably, through all of this, she never loses the baby, and eventually goes into labor, which is, I don't care how you want to paint it, a touching moment. Only the problem with this birth in particular is that she didn't have a kid, nor a baby. She gave birth to this like bloody rubber hand. The doctor's grossed out, like Mark Henry doesn't know what to do. She's like smoking a cigar. The whole thing made 0 sense and was quite frankly like nothing but just bad and uncomfortable and gross. And there was really like no explanation for it either. They never really concluded that storyline, so for all we know, like Mae Young and Mark Henry are still dating. We never saw them break up. Oh, wait a second, she's dead.